Good afternoon, RCC General Science. So I hope you had a good weekend, and we're going to continue where we left off last week. We started experiment 12.2, and you guys got the gist of the experiment. However, it didn't work because my cabbage water had already had a chemical reaction to it, so we couldn't see any change. And I had divided you into two teams, boys and girls, and we were going to repeat the experiment today, but we're doing a Zoom class. So let's just do it together. You can watch Skylar and I do the experiment. All right, so the purpose of this is to talk about combustion. Combustion is how our bodies take food and produce energy, right? And so we talked about what combustion required in lab 12.1, and you understand that that's oxygen. Now we want to verify what products combustion produces. And we know, I just said that combustion produces energy, but what else does it produce? So as you remember, in the first part of the experiment, we were supposed to use a mirror and to exhale on a mirror and just to see what result we got. All right, and you already knew what would happen, but I'm just going to exhale on my phone, so that, because I didn't have a mirror, so that you can see what happens. Here's the phone screen, it's black. Now I'm going to exhale on it. Can you guys see what happens to my phone? You may not be able to see it, but there is an area that gets pretty foggy there. And I'm just going to stop there. I'll do it one more time. Come a little closer. I don't know if you guys can see from that angle what happens to my phone, the surface of it, as I exhale. All right? All right, so that, I want you to think about that. What is being produced from the combustion in my body, right? I'm getting energy from the meals that I've eaten, but something else is produced. All right, let's go to the second part of the experiment. For the second part of the experiment, you need a cabbage, you need distilled water, you need baking soda, you need a 2-liter bottle with vinegar in it. And remember, we filled the bottle with 1/8 of a cup of vinegar. And we have baking soda already measured here, and balloons. Skylar is going to help me because, as you know, it's pretty tricky doing this per experiment. Okay, so the first part of the experiment, we need to pour the baking soda into the vinegar. And we know what's going to happen because we've seen this happen before. A reaction's going to occur. We're going to get that gas and collect it in a balloon. Are you ready? Skylar, are you ready? Mm-hmm. You're going to need to come over here, Skylar, because you're going to need to put the balloon on for me. Alrighty? All right, this is my makeshift funnel. Let's see if I can do better than the boys did in class. Are we ready? Let's see if I can get it all in there and we can capture this. All right, that looks nice and dandy. Go, Skylar. All right, so that was nice and neat. So there is a reaction, and it's no surprise to you that this reaction of baking soda with vinegar, which is like acetic acid, is going to produce a gas. And that gas is carbon dioxide. All right, and so the next part of the experiment, while this is happening, I was supposed to boil cabbage leaves. I have red cabbage. And look at this cabbage. It's like a purple cabbage. This is the same one I used last week, so it's gotten kind of small. I just need a few leaves and distilled water, all right, which is water that's been boiled, and then they collect the steam and then have it condensed back down to water. All right, so I have 3 of our kitchen glasses. The water is supposed to be blue or purple. Ours is a shade of purple, all right? So I've collected it. I poured a 1/4 cup in each of these. And now we're going to go to the next step. We have a straw. We're going to take the shorter straw, and we're going to slowly see if we can capture all of the gas. All right, I'm going to pinch. Skylar's gonna remove the balloon. And you're gonna need to look very carefully at what happens in the water. See if there's anything that happens. We're hoping for a color change.
Coming out of somewhere else.
All right. Let's see if we got,
change.
if we have any difference. Well, we can compare it to the water that's in this one. Well, I'm trying to see. Do I see a difference? I honestly do not see a difference, guys.
I do.
Skylar thinks she does see a difference.
Guys, we can't see that.
Yeah, it's slightly, very slightly different.
All right. Let's see if we can get a difference with Skylar blowing. Okay, so this one we haven't done anything with. This one we took the balloon in, and this one Skylar's going to blow into.
Do I keep going?
Nope. Okay, let's see if we get a difference.
No. No, maybe.
All right. I am not seeing a change in the color. All right, so this has not worked.
This one did.
Skylar thinks she saw a change. I'm not convinced that we saw a change. I'm gonna try this one more time and see if we can get a change. But here's what we would expect to see. So the cabbage water contains a pigment from the cabbage. And that pigment is called anthocyanin, and it makes plants and certain vegetables pink or purple, blue, right? It gives that color. And the interesting thing is that it's also an indicator. That means it changes. The color of these plants changes on the soil they're in, maybe. And the pigment will go from blue to pink, purplish to pink red, when it goes from an alkaline base to an acid. When we exhale or we put carbon dioxide, which was in the balloon, and carbon dioxide, which is in our exhaled air, when we blow it through the cabbage water, we would expect a reaction to occur in the cabbage water, which would change the cabbage water to a more acidic, carbonic acid is formed, and it changes it to an acidic color, and we would see a color change. Now, I've done this once before. My cabbage water was blue when I started. For some reason, this time it was purple, and when we blew the water through it, it changed to pink. All right. So, maybe that this cabbage is a little bit older, or maybe I could have boiled it longer. I'm going to see if I can get it to work one more time. But just in case I can't, I want to make sure I explain what the goal of this experiment was. The goal of this experiment was to show what the products of combustion are. Our bodies are performing a combustion reaction to burn the fuel that we provide in food. Our chapter is talking about energy, and we get energy from the food that we eat, whether it's eating producers or whether it's eating other consumers. And so the products of that combustion, well, when I exhaled on my phone and it fogged, that's because a water vapor appeared on the phone, the screen, and I could see it. So water is a product of combustion. When I exhale, and when Skylar exhaled, we were expecting to see a color change from the reaction of CO2, carbon dioxide, a gas, in the cabbage water. So the products of combustion are energy, water, and carbon dioxide. All right, and we'll review this in class, and hopefully I'll be able to show a video or show you this reaction again, and I'll get a color change. All right, see you tomorrow.